You're watching TVC Breakfast. Let's head into another burning issue at this time in Nigeria. Benue State Governor Samuel Ortom recently approved the anti-open grazing law in the state. It was a move he hoped would restore peace, but this year, the year is still young. After all, we saw communities in Benue State coming under attack. Some people believe this latest incident by suspected herdsmen is in reaction to the grazing law. Earlier, the Association of Herdsmen in Nigeria asked the federal government and lawmakers to prevail on the Benue State government to reverse its anti-grazing law. Chairman of the association, Danladi Chiroma, says the law was implemented without consultation with the herdsmen. Chiroma claims his people need more time and education to understand how to operate modern ranches. A public affairs analyst now, well, this time is wearing the cap of Director, New Media Communications of Third Force Political Movement. Olukayode Salako is our guest this hour. Thank you very much for joining us at this time.
Yeah, good morning. Compliment of the season.
Happy New Year, right. Thank you again. But then let's begin with whether indeed this gruesome attack on Benue citizens, Benue residents, I should say now, is a direct or is linked now to the governor's implementation of the anti-grazing law?
Well, it is about what the Fulani S-men place value on. It's about what they place value on. It is obvious that they place more value on the lives of their cows, than human life. And this is not just happening. Whether a law favors your operation or not does not remove the fact that you should place more value on human life than the values of a cow. You should also place value on the produce of these poor village farmers than the life of your own cow. As far as I'm concerned, the Fulani S-men in Nigeria are very selfish. They are selfish, they are self-centered, and they are insensitive to the plight of others. You want to continue to graze, you want to continue to run your cows, to feed on farmlands, on people's efforts. By the time we keep allowing cows to be feeding on our farms, then which means we are calling for famine. One day, there will be a time that there won't be food, even for human life, to feed on in Nigeria anymore. So, whether a law favors you or not, it is not an excuse or a justification for you to start invading villages, towns, and start massacring people. The way we have seen it on social media. I know your own television platform here can't show some of those gory, the massacre pictures. They are on social media, and this has got nothing to do with AK-47. Some of those pictures there had nothing to do with AK-47. They were an attack on people with dangerous weapons, knives, daggers, cutlasses, apart from guns. So, this brings to the fact that if the Fulani S-men must be encouraged to stop what they are doing, I have said it on this platform sometime in the past, that we must start looking at a cultural solution to this. A culture where you give birth to a child, and when that child opens his eyes as human life, the first thing he sees is knife from the parent, slaughtering cows, rams, animals, slaughtering everything every day. And that child grows up in that culture, that orientation. When that child grows up, he will also hold a knife, and he can do anything with that knife. That is what is playing out. So, the state government being led by Ortom, the Benue State government being led by Ortom, cannot continue to watch while the Fulani herdsmen overrun the economic life of the state. A law must just be put in place. Governor Fayose of Ekiti did the same thing. He prescribed the activities in the state on unauthorized places. If you are a Fulani herdsman, you want to run your cows, you don't run them on authorized places in Ekiti. The same thing is what Benue State has done. Anti-open grazing means what? You can't just go to any open place and continue to tell your cows to be grazing on on it. So there is nothing wrong with that law.
There are designated places. Now,
there is nothing wrong with that law.
The twist here is, because we had the chief press secretary to the governor of Benue State, we had him here, TVA Kasi. We had him here before, and I remember asking him, how wide did you consult before the law came in? And he said there was perfect, in fact, that they were all, the Miyetti Allah Association was part of the process. They were consulted and all of that. But we have heard the head of the Miyetti Allah, Danladi Chiroma, said that they were not consulted.
That can be true.
Okay.
That can be true.
Or is the Miyetti Allah even divided against...
I had it on your station this morning. Okay. Right. I had it on your station before I left home this morning. Where a Benue indigene citizen said there was an agreement between the state government and the Miyetti Allah Association that certain things must be put in place. And there was an agreement, and that thing was put in place. And that is about the anti-open grazing law. He said later the Miyetti Allah Association came back to come and tell the state government that they were not going with that arrangement anymore. That they were not going with it anymore. So there is no way the state government can decide to promulgate a law without carrying all the stakeholder associations along. So I have told you what the problem is. It's a fundamental problem. The Miyetti Allah Association is an association that is ready to destroy Nigeria to save the life of a cow. And that is the way
that's alleged.
They have carried on all along. If the life of a cow will now be more important to the life of human beings, then it's a big problem that the federal government must rise to that occasion now and find a solution to. The federal government cannot afford to be keeping quiet.
Okay.
Right. Why the Miyetti Allah keeps turning everybody to suya?
Because it brings me, Mike has even already raised the issue earlier on when we started the show now, where, over the weekend now, people had access on social media to a scathing letter from a professor.
I also read the letter.
Right now, and he raised pertinent issues that he had even, raised the issue predicting something like this will happen.
Yeah,
now, he asked the question, why does Miyetti Allah act with such impunity? Is it because they claim the president is their life patron?
Well, the Miyetti Allah has not come out to say Mr. President is their life patron. I have not read it anyway. I have not heard it. I don't know whether that is true. But all I know is that some of these cows that this Miyetti, they're supposed to be poor Fulani herdsmen, run around Nigeria. Who are the real owners of those cows? If these same people who go about massacring people are the true owners, the financiers, the owners of those cows, then it's a problem. But if they are not the ones who owns those cows, if they are just shepherds put in charge, then the federal government should seek to know the owners of those cows. And
I am sure the federal government is aware.
The federal government is aware of what?
Of those who really own, because there are a plethora of reports, certainly, that the herdsmen are just herders. They're just shepherds, like you said. The real owners are there. Certainly, the federal government knows.
So if the real owners are still the people who are people in government, who are supposed to help to curtail the activities, to put the activities of these Fulani herdsmen in check, and they are watching, keeping quiet as they go about massacring people, then it is a sin. the bloods of these innocent people are on their necks, hanging around their necks. Because you cannot say because you want to preserve the lives of your cows, you keep exposing the lives of human lives to such kind of impunity danger.
In fact, Nigeria is not the only country with cows or cattle, as the case may be. The Minister of Agriculture has come out to say earlier, some time ago, that the Nigerian cattle is one of the most malnourished in the world, because they move from place to place. In developed countries,
no one does that.
No one does that anymore. And they have ranches where the cows are well fed, you know, and those who own them are even richer. So if really that the report saying that the owners of this cattle are not even the herdsmen you see, I wonder why it's so difficult to set up ranches, because it's a private business.
Yes, because it is culturally impossible. These Fulani herdsmen don't want to understand the explanation about this cattle ranching, ranching and all of that. They simply don't want to. Culturally, what they know is moving their cows about. And that is what they want to stay with. And they believe that this is what they were born into. This is what they grew up into. This is how they've been doing it. So for the government to tell them to go and put their cows in one place and now be going about looking for food to bring back to feed those cows, it's impossible. To them, it's impossible. To them, it is a kind of tasking and horrendous. So they don't want it. All they want to do is stay with that cultural practice of moving the cows around. And cows are not human beings. They don't understand Hausa language. Once a cow is an animal, once it is hungry, whatever it feels it can eat, in any place it is, it will continue to eat. And that is why they can easily go on people's farmlands to destroy them.
But let's even talk about willpower now of, respective governments. Yes. Ekiti has, of course, spoken out on this issue. The violence is not even limited to Taraba, Benue, and, all this. Some have even taken it further to say it's not just about, the cows now, but it's about perhaps there's another agenda, by these men now, against these minority groups now. But then let's even look beyond now at the, states now. Even in the Southwest, we've also had cases in Oyo and Co. We've had cases too. Willpower now. Are our governors, strong enough? Now Mayeti Allah is saying they need more education, they need more time and all that. Are we at the mercy of groups like this?
They need more time. While they continue to destroy people's farmlands. What more education do they need than for the government to invite the association, tell them you cannot continue to run your cows on people's farmlands? It could even cause famine in Nigeria. This is the way to go. This is the way other countries do it. This is the way it is being done in the present civilized world. Let us do it like that. You are refusing. And you are saying they should give you more time. That is counterproductive. This is my own solution. The federal government of Nigeria should hold Miyetti Allah Association responsible. We have laws. Let the federal government hold this association responsible. Let the chairman of the association be arrested. Let the officials be arrested. Let them be held accountable for every loss of Nigerian life that the members of the association might have perpetrated against the survivor of the Nigerian people.
Well, from the leadership of the association, they're saying they need more time for enlightenment. Their people are not as literate as we expect. They are also Nigerian. So maybe more enlightenment has to be carried out for them to know better what all of these things are as we move forward.
But what I read on social media is that this recent Benue State attacks were a response to the number of their cows that were stolen. I don't know whether it is true. I read that on social media.
Heard those reports.
They said about 1,000 of their cows were stolen by the same people they went to attack. And so going to kill them was a response to the theft allegations.
And by the way, sorry if I can just push it because of time now. For Miyetti Allah to even be coming out to say this on the heels of deaths of not one or two,
that is criminal.
At least 50.
That is criminal.
Can we at least start from there? If we can nab this herdsman, this shepherds, at least perhaps the leadership can be brought in now to account for their members'
if it is
atrocities.
True that the chairman of the Miyetti Allah said that. That is enough for him to be arrested and prosecuted.
All right. Well,
because you cannot equate the life of a cow to the life of human beings. It is a dangerous trend.
All right. We'll look forward to a better resolution and peace in all of the society. Thank you very much for coming. Olukayode Salako from joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Have a great day.
Right.